Hi, everyone. Welcome back to
Did You? I'm Emmanuel Diaz.
And I'm Victor Carlos.
In today's episode, we are discussing movies that have hit the streaming services, including Damsel, Mean Girls 2024, Ricky Stanicky, and Poor Things.
After, we'll talk about what we think of Ariana Grande's new album, Eternal Sunshine. We'll also discuss Biden's State of the Union address and some key moments that are important to mention.
Then we talk about the latest entertainment news, such as Freaky Friday 2 and Lindsay Lohan's return to our screens, and Selena Gomez taking an indefinite break from music. So let's get started. All right. So what did we watch? And did you guys watch?
We watched a couple things, and they're all pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah, I think only one I didn't really like, but we'll get to that.
So first topic, we're going to start off with movies that are new to streaming this week, and we've got quite a few. Starting off on our list, we have Mean Girls 2024. These aren't in any particular order. It's just kind of, these are the movies we watched, and this is what we think of them. So Mean Girls 2024, it's a musical comedy. It's PG-13. It was released on streaming March 5th, 2024 on Paramount+. Total runtime is 1 hour 52 minutes, directed by Samantha Jane and Arturo Perez Jr., and of course, written by Tina Fey.
Of course. Love Miss Tina.
Yes. So a couple of the main cast characters and such.
Mm-hmm.
So actors.
Who do we
here,
have?
We have, and please, I apologize if I get any of these names wrong.
It's okay.
But we'll start off with main character, Katie Heron. So that is played by Ngori Rice.
Miss Katie Heron.
Is it Katie or Katie?
It's Katie.
It's Katie. We have Auli'i Carvalho as Janice Sarkisian. I think that's how you say the character's name.
Janice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have Jaquel Spivey playing Damian Hubbard. Of course, Renee Rapp is playing Regina George. Avantika Vandanapu plays Karen Shetty.
That was great.
Thank you. Bebe Wood plays Gretchen Wieners. I think that's how you say it. Or is it BB? BB or Bebe?
BB or Bebe.
Wood. And our final main cast character, Christopher Briney, playing Aaron Samuels. A couple other notable castmates. Of course, Tina Fey reprises her role as Miss Norbury.
Woo-woo.
We have Tim Meadows as well, coming back from the original as Director Duval. And they're a little cute.
They're together in this movie, in this version.
And we'll get to that, yeah. Busy Phillips plays Miss George, which is honestly perfect. And Ashley Park as a French teacher. Nice. And I just wanted to add Ashley Park because I really like Ashley Park.
Oh, yeah. No, me too.
So, synopsis of the movie. Pretty straightforward. It's like a carbon copy of the original, but it's a musical.
It's a musical.
So we'll get to that. But a synopsis, new student Katie Heron gets welcomed into the top of a social food chain by an elite group of popular girls called the Plastics. Ruled by the coveting queen bee, Regina George. However, when Katie Heron...
Katie Heron.
Yeah, when Katie Heron makes the major misstep of falling for Regina's ex-boyfriend, she soon finds herself caught in their crosshairs.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So, what are some things in the movie that you liked?
I mean, I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10?
I think it was pretty good.
I would agree, yeah.
Was it better than the original? In some sense, yes. And others, not really. In my perspective.
I think it's like... It's really hard to compare the two.
It is. It's in different generations, essentially. One is more catered towards millennials, and then this one it's more catered towards Gen Z.
Absolutely, yeah. And they put a lot of thought into that. To kind of just
Miss Tina Fey,
Of course.
You can always trust Miss Tina Fey.
And that's actually one of the reasons I thought was made this movie better than the original, is that it was made by Tina Fey, the one that made the original Mean Girls,
2004.
So I feel like it's pretty tried and true, and of course you want to expand on it. So having it that musical aspect really allows you into the kind of minds and emotions of the characters.
Yeah, their inner thoughts.
Which I am I was obsessed with. I never saw the musical itself. No, I know Renee Rapp plays Regina George in the musical as well, which is that's why she's so fucking good.
The Broadway musical.
But Yeah,
Miss Renee Rapp.
yeah.
Let's talk about her for a second.
Okay, let's bring up. We'll go through like the characters and like talk about how we felt about that.
Yes.
and then we'll talk about like notable kind of things in the movie.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, so let's start off with Miss Angourie Rice, who is playing Katie Heron.
Yes.
How do we feel about her performance?
I liked her.
Yeah.
I'm going to give her performance a 6.5 out of 10. I think she could have done a little bit better when she does become a plastic.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more. I don't know. It resembled too much to the 2004 version. And if we're going to compare that part, I think Lindsay did it better just because it catered more to early 2000s.
For sure.
And the way she dressed was very catered to that Katie Heron from 2004. I think she could have done a different twist to it.
Yes.
However, I think she did a great performance. Her voice is pretty great. It's nice and sweet.
Course. Yeah.
It's soft. I mean, nothing to complain about there.
Yeah.
I liked her overall, to be honest. I think she was a good Katie Heron.
I enjoyed her quite a bit. She's definitely not Lindsay's Katie Heron.
No.
But you know, she does make the character herself. Yeah. Like it just feels a lot more innocent, and like this time around, this movie, it just feels a lot more probable. Yeah. Almost like how the things how everything comes about and such.
I mean, we start off with her in Africa.
I know.
We get a little bit of Africa. We get a little musical note. We get like a couple scenes, flashbacks in the original one, but nothing in this caliber where we know the mom is giving her the news and we're seeing her giving
reacting live.
Yeah, and receiving the news. Yeah. And she seems excited.
She didn't.
And also another note, she doesn't have a dad in this one. I don't know if they talk about him, but
I don't think they do.
Yeah, but she doesn't have a dad in this one.
Yeah, so single mother. You know, moving through continents.
Who's next on our list?
We have I have a beef with IMDb because in the cast list, Aulii Carvalho,
who plays Janice.
Yes, she is like I think she's close to 10th in like the cast list. Wow. And it's like,
and she has like the biggest part in the movie.
Fucking bitch.
She's the narrator.
Off. Yeah. She is one of the main narrators.
Her and Damien.
So those two kind of are like recurring characters that just kind of move the story along through song. Yeah. And it's just so really fun. It's so fantastic.
Really fun.
Like it's but like she was like almost close to 10th, and I'm like, this bitch is number 2. She's number 2 in this movie.
You do not put Moana in number 10.
Yes, she is Moana. She plays the Moana in Disney's Moana. And and like this woman, she has the best voice out of the whole cast. And like,
no, seriously,
I think it's a great shame.
And number 10 again, she had so.
I don't know if it's 10, but it's like
lines.
Down
I feel like
there.
she had way more lines than anybody else.
Oh my god, yes,
she was the narrator.
Yeah, so I loved her.
No,
everything about
10
her,
out of 10.
Her character.
10. If I'm gonna 9.5 out of 10, but 10 out of 10. Yeah, pretty much.
Honestly, I don't know how she could have done it better. Yeah, like she kind of like made it her own, and she leaned into it in a certain way where it was like. No crumbs were left.
It was the twist that we needed on Janice from the 2004. 2004 fits that era of just outsiders, just the outcast of high school. You know, it fit that era. This one is a little bit more Gen Z. It's just more. It's a polished take on 2004's version of it. But again, no crumbs. Yeah. No crumbs. She ate it all.
Mm-hmm. Moving on, we have Jaquel Spivey, who plays Damien Hubbard.
He was good.
He was so good. He was so cute.
I loved him.
He was like main comedic relief, intense moments. Yeah. And like he nailed it.
I mean, my favorite part is when we get the transition from Regina George yelling at Gretchen and like throwing the book on the floor, and then it cuts to black, and then it cuts back to Damien.
Oh, and
then
it's black and white.
Show. Yeah, and then we don't know it's the talent show
and
until
he's singing in French.
We get it.
And
it's so
it ends
good.
up being like the iCarly theme song, but he sung it in French, and it's so good.
It's so good. I loved him.
So silly moments like that, like he. Yeah.
To me, he gets a 9.5 out of 10. We also what I liked about it, which I wish we got a little bit more, but I understand not getting it. But his little romance with the drama kid, the drama guy.
I like that. That was like, it was very brief, but like,
but
it was nice.
It was I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Who's next?
We got Renee Rapp playing Regina George.
I mean, Miss Renee Rapp.
Girl.
Oh my God. I love her take as Regina George.
She is just so...
Obviously, we get
goodness.
her pink side, but just to see the dark
This girl is
leather...
she is a bitch.
Yeah, leather
and
pants,
she knows she's a
leather
and she knows
jacket.
everybody lets her be a bitch.
Yeah.
And like...
Yeah.
It's,
I mean, so did the first one, but the difference, as I said while we were watching the movie, the first one is more like, oh, I'm prissy, I'm here,
Yes.
I'm being mean to you.
Yes.
This one is like, I'm smoking a fucking cigarette during lunch in the back of the bleachers.
Yeah.
I'm riding a motorcycle
literally.
to school. Like, this is like a
That
badass
part.
bitch. They're both badass bitches, but in their own respective ways.
Yeah.
And also, I like that she's not skinny.
Oh,
She's curvy,
girl
girl.
has body for
she
days.
is curvy.
Oh,
Oh
yes.
my God. She is so gorgeous.
Okay, moving on, we have Avantika Vandanapu playing...
As Miss Karen.
Yes, Karen Shetty. Girl is ditzy.
Girl
is dumb.
At first,
in a great way.
Yeah, at first, her ditzy was too Disney for me.
Okay, I agree. Yeah.
But
the
then...
nose in the straw.
Yeah,
I was like...
I'm like, interesting take. I like
Yeah.
it. However, as we continued watching the movie and it progressed with her character, her comedy is pretty brilliant. Like, it's
for sure.
it's so funny.
Yeah.
When she's doing the little video, like,
Yeah,
and
she
I
shines in
want
the movie.
Halloween every day, and then she's like, and world peace. Wait. World peace should be first,
Yeah.
and then Halloween, and then she does it.
She just
I mean,
re-records
it's so
it, yeah.
good, and she has a pretty good voice too.
Oh, of course. All of these characters are going to have good
I remember
voices.
reading the actress herself has a PhD, I think.
Yeah,
Don't quote me on that.
So Karen Shetty, she's very...
Very
like,
ditzy. Very, the dumbest one out of the three, if
Yeah.
we're going to say it. But in real life, this actress is really smart.
Absolutely.
Really smart. I mean, she does it really great.
Mm-hmm. So I enjoyed her quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. Who's next?
We have either...
Bebe or Bibi?
Bebe or Bibi Wood,
Sorry, girl.
who plays Gretchen Wieners. How'd you think about her? What'd you think?
I do like the 2004 version a little bit more.
I agree.
But I do like her version.
She kind of won me over when she got her. Everybody gets like a moment to shine in the movie,
Yeah.
and like Gretchen's was in Regina's closet where she's kind of like contemplating her friendship,
right?
with
Giving
her.
Katie Regina's heels.
Yeah, as like
Yeah.
a gift for like
Right.
welcoming her
So
into
she has
the
her
plastics.
little number. And
Yeah,
it's
she-
like, is she good enough? Is it me? Is it her? You know?
Yeah. She basically like acknowledges that like her relationship with Regina isn't necessarily a healthy one, and it's one made of. She refers to Regina like as her love language being anger, and it's
Yeah.
like that. Just if that doesn't tell you, like that's
That was a great part. I love that. I love that. I mean, once you understand that her love
Yeah.
language is anger,
I
it's
don't
so good.
I don't necessarily think anybody in this cast did bad.
No.
I just feel as though some kind of just embodied their characters more
Right.
so than others.
Yeah. I don't think her hair was as big as it could have been.
should have been bigger.
It should have been bigger. It was a little flat.
If she
in my
really had
opinion.
that many secrets,
So
her hair would have been huge.
yeah, hair and makeup, you should have made that. A
I
little bit
wanted
bigger.
it to be like a drag wig bitch. Like fuck it.
Not that big.
Why?
Well, 2004's version was even bigger.
Okay, but
like,
they
this one
made
should have been
Karen
a little bit
literally
bigger.
like they made Karen literally like
more ditzy.
Yeah,
than-
she was like-
yeah, you're right. Who's next?
finishing off our main cast is Christopher Briney playing Aaron Samuels.
No shade, but it was underwhelming.
Yeah, it was, but I feel like that was part of it too, like to show
I don't know.
because like
I don't know.
Katie, her whole thing is like she fell in love with Aaron because Aaron was in her calculus class,
Right.
And so like and she loves calculus, she loves math, so
Yeah.
she loves this boy,
Yeah.
and like he's cute, but he's not anything like.
No, but I mean,
It
he
didn't-
wasn't that charming either.
Yeah,
like I don't know.
no.
I didn't.
It was
really,
just some guy,
Yeah.
you know, and
I mean, his eyes were great,
yeah.
but that's it.
I don't think he necessarily embodied Aaron Samuels, the character. And I didn't necessarily see like a different take on him.
Yeah, no,
it just
not
felt
really.
like I'm just another kid in class.
Jonathan Bailey, right? Played him.
I believe so.
in
Yeah.
the original. Well, I, in my opinion, I think he did it better. He just played that next door, just that next door boy better.
Mm-hmm.
This one was just again, his character fell flat.
Marilyn's sleeping, and she's like,
Our dog Marilyn.
yeah, she's currently with us taking a nap on the
Yeah.
bed, and she's kind of like
Running in her dreams?
Acting out a dream, yeah. Tongue sticking
For
out.
those of you that don't know, we have 3 pets. We have Marilyn, which is a black lab / pit bull, and 2 cats, Mr. President and Jackie. A little love triangle, but we'll talk about them on another podcast.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, back to Aaron Samuels. I think
I feel like
it could have been better.
Yeah.
I think it could have been better.
I'd say out of everyone, he'd probably be like the
The
lowest
least.
on the totem pole.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of the movie? What was your favorite part?
I mean, honestly, just getting every music, every song that was played, that those scenes were so funny.
Yeah.
It was always in Katie's head, and that's what they really like try to make apparent. Like whenever there's a musical note, it's usually just in her head.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good, using it as transitions to other scenes.
Yeah.
I think those were my favorite parts.
Yeah.
Just the musical numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. The musical numbers were like definitely a highlight in the films.
It was really good. Especially the musical number when they're all apologizing to each other and whatnot. And then Janice starts her number. And, And she, she's just running through the hallways. And
that
the
was
whole
my favorite
school.
song for sure.
Yeah. And then, she goes out, and that's when we get the scene of Regina
getting hit by the bus.
Getting hit by the bus. Getting hit by the bus.
No, yeah. This movie was just very well made. Very just like tight. And there were parts where like it kind of like maybe slipped a bit, or like it kind of lulled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But honestly,
I was entertained throughout the whole thing.
Through and through, it was so
really
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I cried.
I mean, I
smiled.
want to go watch the Broadway version now. Like, I want to go actually see the play.
Mm-hmm. What was your least favorite part?
I didn't really like Regina's mom. Like,
you didn't?
No, her character also felt like a little like forced too much. But I get it,
that
because
was
you
her
can't.
character.
I know, but you can't live up to Miss Amy Poehler.
Yes,
she is the cool mom.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I would say her. I mean, it served a purpose. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Not my favorite parts.
All right. Moving on to our next movie, Damsel, a fantasy adventure movie.
Did you tell me your least favorite part? You didn't.
No, I don't even think I told you my favorite part either. I guess I said the musicals.
Yeah, but do you have a favorite musical number?
Definitely that one.
Right.
Janice.
Yeah,
It's
really
just,
good.
It makes you cry.
Yeah.
Because it's all about like just be yourself and like fuck everyone else, Like,
yeah. I'm just gonna be me.
My least favorite part, I don't like that they didn't have like a lacrosse moment for
Regina.
at the end.
Yeah,
but like
that's very
I
true.
mean, that's just me being picky.
Yeah. No, very cute.
It was a really good movie.
The ending was very cute. Just
Yeah.
Regina slowly trying to grab the crown as it's being thrown at her. She's
Oh
like,
yeah.
Whoops. She's so drugged.
No, yeah. If you haven't seen it and you are a fan of the original,
Definitely recommend watching it.
Absolutely.
It's a good adaptation, a musical adaptation to the original one.
Yes.
All right. So, what other movie are we going to talk about?
All right.
What's next?
Next on our list is Damsel, a fantasy adventure. It's PG-13.
On Netflix.
Yes, released on March 8th, 2024. Runtime, hour and 47 minutes. Directed by Juan Carlos Fresnadillo. I believe that's how you say it.
Probably.
Written by Dan Mazzeo. Main cast, we have at the top of the list, main characters starring Millie Bobby Brown as Princess Elodie. After that, we have Sheree Agadashlu. She plays the Mother Dragon, which we'll get to soon, too. We have Nick Robinson playing Prince Harry, Robin Wright playing Queen Isabel, and Angela Bassett playing Lady Bayford. And those are just some characters, some notable actors in the movie.
Obviously, we have the father, her sister. I don't remember their names.
Right, yeah. They weren't, too... important to the plot.
Yeah.
Synopsis of the movie: a young woman agrees to marry a handsome prince, only to discover it was all a trap. She is thrown into a cave with a fire-breathing dragon and must rely solely on her wits and will to survive.
Yeah. So what'd you think of it?
I liked it quite a bit. There were parts where I was like, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
Like, it truly was like, I don't know what's going to happen
I'm going to give it a 5.5 out of 10.
Only because
maybe a 5.
It didn't feel like fully fleshed out. It was
it was a little weak on the script. Yeah,
this is a concept, and it was honestly a great concept.
Visually
very
stunning.
Very
CGI
stunning.
Guys did amazing. The dragon was
spot
scary,
on,
cool.
Yeah, the actress that played the dragon
on it.
Oh yeah,
really good.
Yeah, Millie Bobby Brown's performance, I liked.
I liked it. I can't
felt,
complain.
No, honestly, I think the director kind of did a disservice in some scenes for her.
Yeah.
But honestly,
which one do you have one in mind?
I don't, but it was usually just like moments by herself where it's kind of like, it's just like it didn't feel natural.
Right, when she's supposed to. I think a scene that I'm thinking of is when she's in the safe spot in the caves. I think that part did feel not so fleshed out. It just felt like we're in her mind.
We have to solve a problem.
Right, and it just seems like I don't think she spent too much time in that mindset, and we didn't. Yeah. I needed to see more turmoil in her. Like, oh my god, I'm just done here. I'm left for dead. She just basically falls asleep, hallucinates all the girls in the cave system, and then wakes up and says, "I have a mission now.
Yeah,
I need to go outside," which ended up being a hole in the wall, and there was no way to escape. Yeah, which again, who drew that map? I don't know who drew that map, but I guess one of the girls who were also thrown in this pit. But yeah, I mean, the plot of this whole story is that
so this kind of barren kingdom gets a request from another kingdom, and it's like, we want to marry your daughter.
Kingdom,
well, we don't know that.
Yeah,
and then we start to arrive, and we're like, oh shit, like these people have money.
Yeah,
and they're like, they have like amazing farmlands and just so much food for everyone and anyone and everyone. You know, like, you kind of take note of that, but you're like, oh, you know, they're just amazing. And you soon realize that, like, they're marrying their son to these women.
Well, I mean, we kind of have a feeling that this kingdom is not what it seems because of the first scene that we get in the movie of this kingdom destroying. We don't see them destroying eggs, but you can only assume that they're destroying eggs.
This king and like a couple guys come into a cave, and they see they're there to like to kill these eggs of a dragon.
Right. I thought they were there to kill the dragon itself, and then they found the eggs, and then they killed the eggs.
It might have been that too.
Right.
Like, they wouldn't have known.
But I don't know.
But so that kind of sets up the plot where like the dragon now seeks, I guess, 3 daughters from royalty.
Right.
Every generation.
So this kingdom tricks, in a sense, they trick other kingdoms to have their daughters marry their prince.
Yeah.
And then they go through this whole ritual, blah, blah, blah.
They take them to the top of a mountain.
Yeah, they have to share their blood. So she has, so the princess who's ever getting married
is royal.
Right, gets the royal blood.
Yeah.
And then the prince has to throw the princess into these
he throws them in a
hole, in a big ass hole.
He throws her into a fucking hole, like into a
down
cave system
into a
where
cave.
this dragon lives, and she literally is just a sacrifice.
They sacrifice princess. Every generation they have to sacrifice 3
princesses.
3 princesses. So they don't sacrifice their own royals, they seek out other ones. And then while they seek out other princesses, they
specifically target places in need. So like basically you're trading your daughter for
money and like food supplies.
And they do this because they have a pact with the dragon, and so if they deliver these daughters per se every generation, the dragon just kind of leaves them alone.
Specifically from the bloodline of this kingdom, not just any royals. It has to be from this bloodline because they're responsible for killing the eggs, the 3 eggs, and that's why they have to kill 3 daughters, because they killed 3 eggs, her 3 little babies.
So Millie Bobby Brown, she's one of the girls.
Yeah, so
and
she gets married,
gets thrown into the pit. And she's basically just there,
has to
and she's
survive.
Dead. No, well, there's no reason to like. They throw her because they're like, we're feeding you to the dragon,
right?
And so she just has to survive, like you said. And like, you know, you kind of go through the history of like all the girls that have come before her. And like each cave is like a different, like made for a different thing, and like
we get these slugs that have that illuminate in the dark, and they have some healing powers.
So basically, Millie Bobby Brown just has to like survive. And she does. And,
she does.
Well,
she does survive. Then the dragon just gets mad and creates like this fire, the fire clouds, and then the kingdom is basically a signal for them saying the daughter escaped. So they kidnap now her Elodie's sister, and they throw her sister in the cave system. So now Elodie has to go back. She does hate her sister. She does this whole battle scene with the dragon. She tricks the dragon to have the dragon like burn itself. She uses a leech to heal the dragon, to like, because the dragon wasn't listening to Elodie. Elodie was trying to explain to her
throughout the whole movie.
Elodie was trying to explain to the dragon, like, hey, they lie to me, they're lying to you. I'm not them. Like, I'm not. I'm not from this bloodline.
Innocent girls. Every generation.
And like, at first, the dragon didn't want to listen until Millie Bobby Brown's character just tricks her, and she gets burned. She hears her out because she has no choice. She's basically dying. But yeah, Millie, her character helps heal her, and
the dragon,
and they go after the royals, and they fuck shit up.
Yeah, because like the royals, they're honestly a bunch of shitbags.
Yeah, like I said, visually very, very cool. They had a good concept.
Kind of like how it goes.
It's entertaining. Don't take it serious. There's a lot of but what?
Yeah,
I don't know.
So if you're into like fantasy, like definitely check that out.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to my favorite on this list, Poor Things, a comedy sci-fi rated R. It was released on Hulu for streaming on March 7th, 2024. Total runtime, this is a long one, y'all. 2 hours and 21 minutes, but isn't it an adventure?
It is a journey. It's definitely a journey.
It's directed by Yorgos Lanthimos and written by Tony McNamara. Tony McNamara. Sorry,
it's
y'all.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all. It's also based on a book by the same name, Poor Things, by Alistair Gray. Main cast, we've got Emma Stone as our main character, Bella Baxter.
Miss Bella.
Wow. Just... William Dafoe as Godwin Baxter, her father. Not technically. Mark Ruffalo as Duncan Wetterberg. And Rami Youssef as Max McCandles. Synopsis: brought back to life by an unorthodox scientist, a young woman runs off with a lawyer on a whirlwind adventure across the continents. Free from her prejudices of her times, she grows steadfast in her purpose to stand for equality and liberation. What did you think of it?
I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. I found it... Sorry, go on.
I'm going to give it... I'm honestly going to give it like a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
I liked it.
Okay.
I thought it was like very cohesive throughout. Just kind of like very...
It had a story.
It was very original.
Just a long story.
Oh, for sure. And I lived for every minute of it.
I mean, I get it. It needed to be that long to really get the spirit of the main character and the things that she just has to go through. Yeah. I mean, it was really good. Emma Stone did brilliant as this role.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Basically, starting off, this woman is kind of revived by this scientist, and she has no memories. She has no like functional communication. She has no like gross motor functions. Yeah. She's literally starting from step one.
Yeah, this guy brings her back to life,
and she just has to like kind of re-engage with the world, rediscover the world. Yeah. And it gets to a point where like she can no longer like stay in her home because she wants to learn more. She just wants to experience life. Right. And that's basically the whole movie. And you know, there's a lot of twists, there's a lot of turns, there's a lot of like, this movie is weird. So if you don't like things that are super artsy,
it's a Frankenstein movie.
It wouldn't be for you. Yeah, it is.
It's a Frankenstein movie, a coming of age movie.
Lovely.
It's a romance movie.
Absolutely.
It's a sex movie. There's a lot of sex.
You're gonna see a lot of
tits, a lot of dicks, all of it.
I'm not gonna say they're hard. I'm not gonna say they're cute.
No,
but there's a lot.
There's a lot of dicks and a lot of ass. Just be aware of that aspect. Going into this, if you're watching it with your parents, if you really just want to like kind of go into a new little world, like watch this movie. Yeah. What was your favorite part? Honestly, the ending was my favorite part. One, because of how it all turned around for her and it just worked. Everything worked out for her. Yeah, no, I think the ending, it was just so hard watching this film, not because it was boring, because it was the opposite of boring. It just seeing her having to go through everything that she had to go through, because again, she was learning the world and some people were taking advantage of her, and she just didn't understand the complex of the world and whatnot. And I mean, that's why she wanted to leave her house, with What was his name? Godwin.
Godwin.
To leave
We
Godwin.
shouldn't call her
yeah.
God. Call him God.
Yeah, nickname God.
God.
I mean, yeah, I really like the ending.
Stunning.
What about you? What was your
my
favorite
part? Oh my gosh. I would have to say it would have to be like probably the boat when they're on the cruise, because that's really when she starts like kind of
yeah. I mean, that's
kind of discovering new perspectives and philosophies about life.
We were going to different continents when she was on the boat.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I feel like that's where she got like the majority of her like kind of.
She met interesting characters.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No, it was really good. It is long, but again, they needed it. To really tell the story to its full capacity, to show the trials and turbulence that she had to go through to relearn the world. So to explain more of the plot, Emma Stone's character was a woman named Victoria something. I don't remember her last name.
Oh, yeah.
But she committed suicide while she was pregnant. She jumps off a bridge because we don't know why in the beginning of the movie, but we just know that she was unhappy with her life. So Godwin picks her up, takes her in, and Victoria's brain was basically brain dead. There was no way to revive it. So he cuts the baby out of her belly and uses the baby's brain
and puts it
in Emma Stone. Yeah, in Victoria's body, and revives her. Again, we don't know her name is Victoria at this point, but he revives her, calls her Bella, and well, it's an infant's mind inside a grown adult, and she has to learn everything: speech, gross motor skills, fine motor skills, all of that.
Yeah.
That part was sick, but I mean, it's a story, and it was entertaining. It was really entertaining. Do you have a least favorite part of the movie?
Least favorite part? I just feel like Mark Ruffalo's character, I feel like something needed to happen to him because he was just so shitty towards the end.
Yeah, what did happen to him? Did he just join them,
He
right?
found the general.
Yeah.
And then he just, no, I think he just fucked off.
No, I think they ended up being in a polyamorous relationship, no?
Not with him.
No, not with him?
No.
I don't remember. But I know she ends up being with, I forgot her name, but from the brothel.
Yeah. One of the girls from the brothel, and as well as Max.
Yeah, she joins a brothel towards the end of the movie, and it's...
Yeah.
It's a journey. It's a journey. There's a lot of stuff happens. It's very punk steam style too.
Steampunk, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Whoop, steampunk. All right. So what's the next movie we're going to talk about?
Our last movie on our list this week is Ricky Stanicky, a comedy fantasy?
I guess,
because it would never fucking happen in real life. It's so ridiculous. It's rated R.
Yeah.
Released on streaming March 7th, 2024 on Amazon Prime. Total runtime of 1 hour and 53 minutes. Directed by Peter Farrelly and written by Jeff Bushell. Oh, and a couple other people. Brian Jarvis, James Lee Freeman, Peter Farrelly, Pete Jones, and Mike Cerrone.
How many people is that?
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people had to write this movie.
Wrote this movie.
This dumbass movie.
But
it's really good though, but in a stupid fucking way.
I'm giving it a 4 out of 10. Sorry.
Quick synopsis. Are you guys ready? 20 years after creating an imaginary Ricky Stanicky, 3 childhood friends still use the non-existent pal as a handy alibi for their immature behavior. When their spouses and partners get suspicious and demand to finally meet him, the guilty trio decides to hire washed-up actor Rod to bring him to life.
Rock hard Rod.
Yes. However, when Rod takes his role of a lifetime a little too far, they begin to wish they never invited Ricky in the first place. So, some main cast members. We have Zac Efron, Jermaine Fowler, and Andrew Santino as our trio.
The best friends.
Yeah, I'd have their names as characters, but it wasn't listed on IMDb, so I'm like, I guess if it's not important for them, it's not important for us.
I remember Zac Efron is Dean.
Sure, that sounds right.
I don't remember the other one.
No. One was Wes, right?
Jermaine
was Wes.
Wes.
And then what was the last one? JT.
The redhead.
Yeah. Fucking asshole.
Yeah.
He's so rude in the movie.
All 3 of them are assholes.
Some of their spouses, we have Lex Scott Davis, Anja Savcific.
Sure. Continue.
We have Jeff Ross also in the film. William H. Macy from Shameless is also in the film, and he's pretty fun. And then ending our cast list is John Cena himself as Rock Hard Rod / Ricky Stanicky.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just run through it.
Yeah, let's just run
Start
through
off
it.
from
Just
the beginning.
very
What happens
little
in the
bit.
beginning?
We're going to go quick because it wasn't that great of a movie. But it starts off with the three best friends as kids. They do a prank on a house. It goes terribly wrong. They basically set the front lawn on fire. And
they leave a jacket.
They leave a jacket.
A dumb name in it.
A random name.
Yeah.
And they put Ricky
it'll be
Stanicky.
that. Yeah.
Right. So ever since then, they put the blame on Ricky Stanicky, and everybody believes them. So ever since then, whenever they got into trouble, whenever they needed to get away from something, whenever they just needed an excuse for whatever reason, they used Ricky Stanicky or Stanicky, whatever the fuck. And it's been going on. I think they were kids around the age of 8, maybe.
They looked young.
Yeah, they looked young. And then now we cut to them being maybe mid-30s.
Yeah.
And they
have,
still
like,
use the
spouses.
same lie. Yeah, they all have spouses or like real serious relationships and whatnot, but they have been using this lie for this long. I don't know how it took this long for everyone to start finding out that it's all been a lie.
I know.
However, we see them as adults. One of them, their wife is pregnant and they're getting ready for a baby shower. They make a false phone call that is apparently Ricky Stanicky, and that he has cancer and has to go through surgery and he's alone. Cancer came back. Whatever the fuck. And the girlfriends and wives, they believe them and they say, go be with him and whatever, blah, blah. So they just use this lie to go visit Ricky to actually go to Atlantic City and gamble.
Bullshit.
Well, things start turning sour at this point because while they went to Atlantic City, they meet John Cena, who is this porn star in a way.
Yeah.
He just does a lot of
like
obscene
adult entertainment, like live on stage.
Yeah, he'll use popular old songs and then just talk about masturbation.
Yeah, make them like about masturbation.
Yeah, I will not give you an example because I erased it from my brain.
Yeah.
John Cena is funny in the movie. I will give you that.
Oh, yeah.
I will give you that. He really jumps into this role perfectly. But however, so they meet this character. They don't like him at first, blah, 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 blah. Well, now, the families of each member of the best friends, their families are getting suspicious, so they hire John Cena's character to become Ricky Stanicky. Well, John Cena takes it way too serious. He actually changes his name to Richard Barbara Stanicky, aka Ricky Stanicky, and he gets a job at the same place where Zac Efron and the other guys' character they work at, and they're basically like they work with like the stock exchange. Like
they work
for this
at like
company.
a brokerage or something.
And
how he manages to do all of these things,
right?
Don't know.
Right.
But,
so the lies that the three best friends came up with throughout the years is that Ricky Stanicky is a great guy. Like he's in Nairobi building houses, or in Africa building more houses with Bono, and it's just a bunch of absurd lies. And you can even Google these things, and none of it will be true. But no, I guess Google just doesn't exist in this movie. But yeah, so I mean, Ricky just succeeds in all that he does to fool everybody that he knows everything and everything that he's been through and whatnot. He gets hired, like I said, at the same job, and I don't know, things turn. People start finding out the truth. Everybody finds out the truth at the same time, but it turns great for them in the end. I don't know how, whatever.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'll give it a 4 out of 10. It was entertaining if you really don't have any brain cells. But you just turn off your brain and just watch this movie numb. The whole movie was my least favorite part. My favorite parts were John Cena, to be honest. That's it. That's it. All right, so now we're going to take a quick little break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about political news and some entertainment news.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Stay tuned.
And welcome back, everybody.
Welcome.
So we're going to start off with some political news. We only have one that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's Biden's State of the Union address.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we're going to briefly discuss Biden's State of the Union and the GOP's response to Biden's speech. Scary.
Honestly.
Scary. All right. So this past Thursday, Biden gave his State of the Union address, and it was pretty powerful. Like
I think it was what it needed to be.
He seemed energetic. He seemed on top of his shit. He seemed aware, and obviously that goes with what reports of his age and people being worried about his age. And I think it obviously he's old. Like we all know he's old.
He fumbles a couple times.
It's just
throughout the speech.
Yeah, it's just deciding if we want an old fuck or a sick fuck, and I'd rather get the old fuck, not the old sick fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, he seemed upbeat. He seemed very energetic when he was giving his speech. Mm-hmm. So here are some takeaways that we thought were important during his speech.
Yeah.
He did not mention Trump's name throughout the speech. He just said, "My predecessor."
Always appreciate that.
Yeah.
Let's not give this guy any more airtime.
And he already has enough airtime as being the former fucking president.
I know.
Unfortunately. But honestly, good for him for not having to mention his name. He attacked Trump, his predecessor, for encouraging Russia to attack NATO members, especially during a time when Russia is attacking Ukraine and has threatened to attack other countries which are NATO members.
Yeah.
Biden also stated that Trump is responsible for January 6th and that day was the gravest threat to American democracy since the Civil War.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. However, I do agree with that sentiment.
Yeah.
He also blamed Trump for Roe v. Wade being overturned, which obviously it was. He was able to get 3 Supreme Court justices into the Supreme Court, and
look at where it's brought us.
Look at where it's brought us. Just politicians controlling our body and telling us what to do and what not to do. So what about Republicans being not about big government? And yeah, here they are controlling every aspect of everybody's life. Another takeaway that I thought was really good, and I touched upon this a little bit, but just Biden being energetic, his ad-libbed lines towards Republicans.
Absolutely.
When he was not deterred when there were a lot of booing. I don't know if he had his hearing aid all the way down and was like, let me just focus on my fucking speech, which great for him.
Well, if they really called
it was
him
a great
out,
opportunity.
He just slapped back.
Yes, and when at the beginning he was ignoring them for a little bit, and then he started attacking them.
Speaking of the beginning, I loved when he saw Marjorie Taylor Greene, and he just kind of
he took a button.
The look on his face, he was like,
when he walked in, the look on his face when he saw Marjorie. So she was just carrying buttons about Laken Riley, who was murdered by an undocumented individual. Okay, that's how we refer them. They're not illegal. Illegal from what? Being humans?
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense. Anyways, but yeah, I just really loved his ad-lib lines towards Republicans. It just shows that he's quick on his feet, quick on his remarks, and it's important because, like I said, people are. Oh, well, he's old. Well, yeah, so is the other guy. The other guy is, I think, 4 years younger, 5 years younger, and he's a lot more crazy.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's been I don't know if you guys have seen some campaign speeches of Trump's, but he's just almost losing thoughts in the moment.
He keeps calling Obama as the current president. Come on. I mean, voters do say that age is a very important factor in them in voting, which yes, I mean, do I want an old president? No, of course not. But we're now down to a fucking rematch of 2020. We can't escape 2016. We can't escape 2020.
I know.
But yeah,
what I did appreciate though, and what I was hoping for, is that Biden used this as a kickoff to his campaign.
Of course, more than 20 million people watch State of the Union address.
Yeah. I think it totaled out to be an hour and 7 minutes long, or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just did what he needed to do in the moment.
Exactly. No, yeah.
And I think we're starting off strong. We just have to keep momentum, build momentum.
Yeah. I mean, I also want to mention when the Republicans were heckling him, specifically Marjorie Taylor Greene. She was just saying, say her name, talking about Laken Riley, and Biden was like, "Oh, I am. Here's the button, Laken Riley. Yes, she was murdered by an undocumented individual," and he says an illegal, if that's what you want to fucking say it. So he did mention her name. He at least for the Republicans, didn't take responsibility for it and whatever, blah, blah. But he did. He did, in my opinion. And I think it's just priceless that they're making this. Don't get me wrong, it is a big deal, but they're making this a big deal when we live in a country where kids are getting murdered by AK-47 machine guns, essentially, while in school. And yet, I don't see them making a fuss about that. I don't see them trying to make it an important deal as it is when American citizens get killed by undocumented individuals. Yes,
Right.
we should have a tougher process in the immigration, but also, I don't know. Not the way the Republicans want it. Not the way they want it.
It's just hypocrisy and excuses on the Republican side.
Yeah. And during his speech, Biden also mentioned the importance of American leadership abroad, since there are so many conflicts going on right now, like the Russian-Ukraine war, Hamas and Israel. There's just a lot going on right now. And in my opinion, Biden has been doing his best ability to help out these conflicts. And that's something that we definitely wouldn't have seen with the previous administration.
Yeah.
I think we would have seen quite the opposite, like just egging Israel, like, yes, just keep bombing, when no, there needs to be a resolution.
Absolutely.
We can't just start bombing areas that are like controlled by terrorists, because then we're killing innocent people.
You've killed thousands, tens of thousands of innocent people now.
Yeah. So again, I think he's doing an okay job, better than what we would have gotten with the previous administration.
Oh, yeah.
Biden, I mean, I just like that he touted the work that he has done for the American people, such as something that's important to me, like I've discussed in a previous episode, but student loans, like he just canceled billions in student loans so far. We still have a lot, but he's doing the job that no other administration, whether that be Democrat or Republicans, he is doing the work of that needs to be done to help boost this will help boost the economy at the end of the day. This
directly changes so many people's lives every time there's student loan forgiven.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like this weight that is held over your head, and it stunts your growth in this kind of society. And it's,
yeah. But that is just my takeaways from his speech. Now let's talk about the GOP's response. Now, here's a little description of what went down. So we had the GOP response to Biden's State of the Union, and it was given by Senator Katie Britt from Alabama. And it was eerie.
Honestly.
It was super weird.
It was at her kitchen table.
Yeah, it was at her
home.
kitchen table.
And she wouldn't stop smiling for like the first half of it. Even when she was like talking about like really kind of like
and
shit.
I understand what she was trying to do. You're like, I'm going to talk about the important things that we talk about around our kitchen table. I understand that's
so
very, yes, because that is a very old American ideology. It's more Republican ideology than it is for Democrat ideology, and we do lean more Democrat. So that I don't discuss things around the kitchen table like that. I discuss things publicly outside of my house with other people too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah, and not only that, like it just felt as though it was very exclusive. Like it felt like if I'm speaking to you, but you are white families, and nobody else. And
I agree what this pundit said, basically, who is on The View, Miss Alyssa Fair Griffin, how she just described it being so weird having the setting to be in a kitchen, like when women are in the forefront of like trying to get into Congress, when so many women are in Congress, running for office locally, nationally, and yet we're bringing back the image of a woman being in the kitchen, having like their role is to be in the kitchen. Like, again, I know that wasn't her Senator, whatever her name is, her perspective of that, but it doesn't. She should have done it at a podium, like Alyssa said, in the office that she won. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, and just she just kind of attacked Biden for things he actually addressed in his speech. So because it was a pre-written speech,
right?
That was she was probably reading on a teleprompter,
exactly,
because that's just how it is. But like, it just felt very robotic, and it just felt very just.
I mean, yeah,
emotionless.
Yeah.
But like she tried injecting
it,
empathy into
yeah.
it, but it just felt
she
very
just kept
like
saying generic phrases like,
yeah.
"Oh, Biden has done horrible things with immigration and the border," calling that senseless, and it's like you're not giving really any specific evidence.
Exactly, but topped with fear mongering.
Oh, yeah,
which is like, girl, like you're literally like talking about theoretical things, and it's like we're trying to like solve issues that are currently happening now to people that are alive right now.
And like
you're just like talking about like, but like these like stripped like just having rights stripped from you, and it's like you're not even addressing the rights that are stripped from you.
Exactly. And then calling Biden out of touch, and it's like, so it's Trump. And back it up a little bit. Of course, Biden is out of touch with America as a whole because he's old. But so is Trump, and Trump is even more out of touch because Trump didn't grow up the same way that Biden did. Biden grew up, as he loves to recall many times, but in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and he grew up poor. He grew up struggling. He grew up having to support his family. Mm-hmm. That's something that Trump never did. His father supported him on day one, gave him some stocks, gave him some trust funds or whatever the fuck, and never had to really work for anything, just like his own children are doing now.
Yeah.
They just have to use the Trump last name and they get whatever the fuck they want. So if we're going to talk about out of touch, Trump had a fucking gold toilet at one point and maybe still does in his life. And you can't say that's more out of touch than what Biden went through. Come on now. Mm-mm.
Everyone needs to vote.
Please vote.
This year.
But anyways, that's all the politics news I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Let's get into some entertainment news.
Let's do it.
Okay, so I just want to start with the sad one first.
Okay.
Selena Gomez is taking a break indefinitely from music after she releases her next album. However, that doesn't mean we don't get to see her ever again in anything, in any capacity.
Of course not.
So the reason she's taking a break is because she wants to focus more on acting, more TV roles, more film roles. She wants to focus on those projects. And honestly, if we're going to get more roles like Only Murders in the Building, I say sign me up.
Oh, absolutely.
I love Murders in the Building, and she is fantastic. I love her in it. I love everybody in it. It's such a great show. So if we get more of that from her, sign me up.
And like just as a person, I really enjoy her. Like I enjoy her her current series on HBO. Max.
Selena and
on
Chef.
Max, yeah, Selena plus Chef. So it's,
Selena and Chef.
I know. I wish, but she pronounces it Selena plus Chef.
Yeah.
It started off back in the pandemic, and so it was basically
it's
her
a
in her
cooking
kitchen.
show.
Yeah, it's a cooking show. It's her in her kitchen, and she was basically live streaming with kind of zooming with popular chefs,
professional chefs.
Exactly. Yeah. So each episode's a new chef. It's showing her how to cook something. They're cooking it at the same time. As the series progressed, like we got like chefs in person.
Yeah. Only in the latest season.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But it's just really like it's like a nice palate cleanser. It's really easy to watch.
It's so fun. It's so cute. It's so cute. Her and her. So it's her and her friend Raquel. Raquel is always there, and honestly, she gives a great comedic relief.
She does.
Sometimes I'm like, oh my god, this dumb bitch.
None of this is scripted.
It's a good dumb bitch.
None of this is scripted. It's literally just them trying to cook what the chef is trying to show.
Yeah, and then the chef would clock them, be like, Raquel, stop eating the food. We're preparing, and it's good. I love it. It's so cute. But back to the news. I'm grateful she's just not stepping out of the limelight, which obviously, come on now. You can't. Everybody loves Selena.
Right.
Miss Selena. We grew up on her, especially with Wizards of Waverly Place, all the music that she released during her Disney phase when she was with Selena and the Scene. Come on now. She always produced bangers after bangers too.
Oh, yeah.
And she's producing even the new show of Wizards of Waverly Place called Wizards for Disney Channel.
You're so right.
So she's keeping herself busy. And her romantic love life with Benny.
Yes.
So she's busy. She's full busy. So
good for
her.
Yeah.
No, I'm rooting for her. I'm always rooting for her.
I prefer her be an actress than a singer. I like her.
No, yeah, me too. But I do love her songs.
Yeah,
I do love her songs.
I mean, yeah, we grew up on it.
Yeah.
Another person that's booked and busy.
Who is it?
Lindsay Lohan herself.
Miss Lohan.
And her return
welcome
to
back.
our screens.
Oh man, I'm super super excited to talk about this. I mean, I just love Lindsay, and to see her coming back to her acting career is really awesome.
Yeah, and like I was mentioning this to Manny earlier. Just every time she's on screen in whatever project she's in now, you can tell she's just like happy and grateful to be there.
I mean, she did a little cameo in Mean Girls 2024.
Yes,
she was the moderator, the mediator, whatever for
the math competition
at the end of the movie.
Yeah, so she got to ask her questions.
It was
she got
so
her little
good.
entrance.
Yeah, she got to ask the question for The Limit Doesn't Exist.
Yeah.
No, I'm super excited for her return. I mean, she started off when she signed the Netflix deal for 2 projects. We got the first one about 2 years ago in 2022.
Movie, right?
Yeah, Falling in Christmas. I mean, it's cute. It's like a Hallmark movie. Like you can't take those movies serious. But it's just so good to see her back. And like you said, she just looks so happy.
Yeah.
And now she's coming up with a movie that's coming up very soon, March 15th, The Irish Wish, or just Irish Wish. But I mean, I'm super excited for her return.
Oh yeah.
And she also talked to Andy Cohen on his podcast or his whatever. And she announced that Freaky Friday 2 is in the works with Jamie Lee Curtis. So they're both reprising the roles in some capacity.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be so much fun. And then Jamie Lee also talked about it on The View the other day, and she's hoping like she gets to like switch, like she and Lindsay get to switch. So Lindsay becomes an old grandmother with all these kids, and like, but still has like that sexy side of her.
Yeah.
And she wants to be young with like being the helicopter mom and whatnot. I don't know. I'm super excited. She didn't release too many details. Like none of them really did about what they're working on, how they're going to continue it. But I mean, I'm super, super excited.
Yeah.
We're living in...
Welcome back, Lindsay.
Yeah, we're living in her renaissance, in her renaissance era, and I'm here for it.
Lohanisance.
I can't... Yes, Lohanisance. I can't wait for more of her. Come on. Please, I'm ready. I am ready.
Give it to us. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and after, we're going to start talking about music, specifically Ariana Grande's new album,
Eternal Sunshine.
Stay tuned.
Bow, bow, bow. Welcome back to our recommendation corner.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So in music this week,
we only got one thing to talk about in music this week.
Yeah.
And it's the best thing to talk about. Come on, give it to me. What are we talking about?
We're talking about Ariana Grande's new pop album, Eternal Sunshine.
Oh my god.
Released this March 8th, 2024. Yeah.
It's her 7th studio album.
Yes. Total of 13 songs with a runtime of 36 minutes.
37-ish.
Yeah. And I was I was like kind of not off-put by that, but I was like, okay, it's short.
Right.
But honestly,
it
girlies,
took me by surprise.
You need to listen to this album because it is so clean. It is so well produced. It is so, oh my God, like it's so pretty and sad and delicate.
I mean, you would think with the title Eternal Sunshine that it would be, you know, rainbows and sunshine.
The album cover,
it's quite the opposite. It's anything but sunny.
So the album cover is her. It's a view of the back of her head, and she's kind of leaning on herself. And and it's really cute. Yeah.
And like the background is like dark, but she is glowing, so she is her own eternal sunshine.
Exactly.
But first off, hold on. I kind of want to talk about the title track real quick.
Okay.
Real quick, because the lyrics are so raw and emotional.
Do it.
And some lines that stood out to me, which I thought that was like pretty intense.
Yeah.
I've never seen someone lie like you do, and hope you feel alright when you're in her. that's deep. I'm literally
balls deep.
But like, wow. She mentioned talking about this song in her her Zane with the Zane Lowe interview on Apple, that it's one of her top 3 songs.
That
her
she's
favorite
ever
song.
made?
Well, no, of this album. Her top 3 like her number 1 out of 3 songs of this album. And I mean, I agree. Like, it's one of my favorite songs.
It's great. Did you want to go into the track list?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So starting off, our first track in the album is called Intro, End of the World. It's nice. It's so pretty. It gives you like just a preview of what
glimpse.
to expect in this album. And then we just jump right into Bye.
Oh my god.
And Bye is a bop. Yeah.
Banger. My favorite also.
Oh, okay.
Like,
did you want to talk about favorites or did you
No, let's just keep talking.
Okay,
let's go organically.
Got you.
I'm fine.
Okay. Moving on, we have track number 3, Don't Want to Break Up Again.
Cute.
Really
like,
cute.
Sad.
Yeah. A lot of this album is just sad and just cute.
I mean, it's essentially her divorce concept album. Essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have already bought the vinyl.
Yeah. Yes, we did. It was. I'm so excited.
Yes. Track number 4, Saturn Returns Interlude. It's just like a kind of priming you for what to also expect in this album.
It's a transition.
And then we get into our title track, Eternal Sunshine.
Oh.
And it's just
again,
it's honestly so pretty.
So sad.
It's so good.
It's just so vulnerable, and it's such a good song.
Yeah.
I mean, girl, you did it. You did it. Thank you for this.
Yeah. Next, track number 6, we have Supernatural.
I mean, good.
Really good. Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah. Track number 7, True Story. That's my personal favorite.
Yeah.
It really just kind of shows you her range.
Yeah.
And like, it's just so pretty. I want to learn how to sing it because it's just really nice. Track number 8, that The Boy Is Mine.
Oh
that
my God.
one is so cunty.
Yeah.
It's like 2000s R&B, but just like super, just like crisp.
She does say it's based off of 90s R&B, and like she just a lot of inspiration of that.
You can feel it, bitch.
Yeah, and the title of this song is the same one as I forgot the name of who, but it's the same song from a 90s R&B song.
Oh.
It's the same title.
Whoops.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I can't
mean,
think of it
a
off
lot
the
of
top of my head.
I mean, a lot of that song has a lot of inspiration from 90s R&B.
Yeah, I'm very like, I'm very, because pop is like, I guess the right word for it, but like I could almost categorize this album as R&B. Like,
in a sense, yeah.
then we go into our first single of the album, right? Yes, and great.
I mean, yeah,
just great.
Yeah. So good. I wish they included
Mariah Carey.
You mentioned it too. I wish they include at least as like the I don't know where they would add it, to be honest, but I mean,
I guess at the end.
Yeah, and I like that they didn't actually add her.
It'll probably
because
be on the deluxe.
Maybe, but she has no features in this song other than her grandmother. This one is
know.
very personal to her heart.
Of
so
course.
it deserves to be its own single thing.
Yeah.
This one needs to be just her singing. You know, just because it's her story, it's her life story. Obviously, she adds things to make it more.
Yeah.
But it's her story. It's her story.
Track number 10, We Can't Be Friends. Wait for Your
my
Love.
God, my favorite.
Your favorite again?
I'm again, my favorite.
It's really good, yeah.
I mean, we saw the music video just before we started recording, and
it's so sad.
It's so sad. I mean, it's literally play-by-play of the movie Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind back in 2004, starring Mr. Jim Carrey and Kristen Dunst and Kate Winslet, and it literally play-by-play. It's just her version, but it's like essentially the same.
Evan Peters plays her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And it's just sad seeing her forget him.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like the movie.
Track number 11, I Wish I Hated You. Also very sad.
Yeah.
Very pretty,
but
very sad.
Like I said, this album is just so vulnerable. Like
it is.
And it's sad, but it has the beats to it that just oh girl,
like it's
you'll be moving.
It's sad, but like it's so entertaining.
Yeah.
It's so like you can apply it to like so many like different events and stuff like that. Like 12, Imperfect for You, also a very good song.
Yeah.
And then our final track, Ordinary Things, featuring Nona,
her grandmother.
Yeah. And it's just kind of her speaking. She doesn't sing.
I mean,
it's advice.
Yeah, well, because the album starts off with how will I know if I'm in the perfect relationship or whatnot? Like just asking that question of being in an eternal love relationship, and then so that's like the first one, the intro song. And then
I think that was Saturn Returns, no?
No, that was intro.
Oh.
And then at the end, when it's Nona speaking, she's answering that question saying, well, girl, if you don't feel comfortable kissing him goodnight after a rough day, after you guys fight, then girl, you're in the wrong place and get out. Great advice. I mean,
honestly.
I want to go back to the song "The Boy Is Mine." She also said in the interview with Zane Lowe that it's a bad girl anthem song. She said, people presume me as being the bad girl. Well, here's the anthem. And she knows her fans will appreciate it. I'm one of her fans and I appreciate it. It's just, she's taking the narrative back after everything that she's been through. You know, calling her a homewrecker, calling her, oh, you dumped your husband to start dating your coworker and whatnot.
Give the backstory.
I mean, I don't want to give it so much fire, but so she divorced her husband, and one of her coworkers divorced his wife, and then they started dating, the coworker and Ariana.
A consensual
relationship. Yeah. No one knows the timeline. Maybe there is. I don't know. I don't like to delve into that. That's her life. We don't know the full story. So again,
right.
Stop hating on Ariana Grande. No, literally. They're just jealous. Yeah. They're just jealous.
Hate on people that deserve it.
Mm-hmm. And like this album, you know, it just talks about her feelings. It's like the stages of grief. It's her concept album, and it, you know, just implies of everything that she went through with her divorce and her previous relationship with Dalton Gomez. And, you know, people are saying it also alludes to her current relationship with Ethan Slater, her coworker. People just need to stop.
Yeah.
This album is great. This is just,
if you haven't listened
raw
to it,
and vulnerable. I definitely recommend it.
10 out of 10. You've got to have 36, 37 minutes in your day to just listen to this through and through.
It's on repeat for me. And also, quick little thing. It's also already the most streamed album of 2024 on Spotify in a single day. Oh, so wow. Good for her. I think around like 24 billion.
Because it's so fucking short.
I mean, duh, but it's also so fucking
good.
Each
song's like a minute and a half. No, not really.
No.
It's really good.
It's so good. Definitely recommend it. All right, so we're going to take another little quick break, and when we come back, we're going to end it with our favorite segment, What About...
Welcome back, everybody. And
hello.
We're going to get into our final topic of the show. What about? All right. So, my topic for this week. Yes,
you go first.
Okay. What about, so BBC recently released an article, and it's talking about...
I was like, who?
BBC.
Okay,
BBC News. Mm-hmm. And it's talking about... the amount of plastic on Earth, it now outweighs all land and sea creatures currently alive.
Holy shit.
Isn't that fucking crazy, y'all?
I thought we already passed that point, but holy shit.
That's even sadder.
Yeah. I mean, we live in a sad world with sad humans who don't care.
Yeah. So a couple takeaways from the article. Plastic has also been found in the guts of creatures living deep in the ocean.
Oh my God.
And even in human placentas.
Of course.
It's in us. It's so bad it's in us. Oh my God. In our babies.
I mean...
And why aren't we doing things about this?
We don't live forever, but I don't want plastic in me.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
No. It also states that conventional plastic can take anywhere from 20 to 500 years to decompose.
Excuse me?
That water bottle you threw out?
Oh my God.
Takes 450 years.
Please use reusable water bottles.
To decompose.
Buy one on Amazon. They're cheap. Please.
A plastic shopping bag?
But not a plastic water bottle. Not a plastic reusable water bottle. A metal one. Please.
Plastic shopping bag.
What about it?
Takes 20 years to decompose.
Oh my God. I remember like learning about this in high school.
I'm just refreshing all the girlies.
No, I know. Like if I learned it in high school, I'm sure everybody else also learned it in high school or at some point in their life. Mm-hmm. We all saw that diagram like this is how there is a plastic out there that never gets recycled.
Right.
Like it just doesn't, never decomposes or anything. It just lives forever. Yeah. I don't know what plastic it is, but it lives forever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
So while some plastic can be recycled, globally, only about 9% is.
Oh, my God. Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Right?
We're all being lied to.
2,000 garbage trucks worth of plastic is discarded into oceans and rivers every single day.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Isn't there that big island out in the Pacific Ocean? That island of plastic? Is that it?
Just kind of,
or is that just part of it?
I'm saying that there's 2,000 garbage trucks worth of plastic that gets thrown into the ocean every single day.
And it gets added to that island.
Yes.
I don't know how, all the plastics around the world, they just find each other.
Ocean currents and stuff like that.
I guess. But I mean, there's life now even living on that fucking plastic island. Oh, God.
I guess life finds a way.
Not the humans.
Nope.
Not if we keep treating the planet like this. Mother Earth is going to get rid of us.
Some solutions to this. What would you think? Bioplastics might be a great option.
Yeah.
It would be made out of like plant materials and such. But to get this, but when bioplastics decompose, they also release methane and carbon dioxide. So they're not necessarily a great option. One theory that people kind of, discuss is a cyclical system where we truly upcycle the same plastic over and over again. So you can buy like a raincoat, and when that raincoat's nasty and ugly, you can get it recycled, and maybe, it can be used to make a chair. And then when that chair is old and nasty, it can get upcycled, and then it can be like a nice pair of shoes, plastic shoes. Just things like this.
Please, we need to protect our planet.
We need to figure something out because like this is ridiculous. Like we have more plastic than like things alive, and it's like if it wasn't an issue before, which it was, it should be an issue that if it wasn't an issue that you weren't associating yourself with and trying to solve on your own level, you should try and do that now.
Please. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah. All right. What's your what about?
So, my what about, let me just preface this. This info that I'm about to share, it's family drama. So, I don't like to delve into family drama, but this family drama is so chaotic. I feel like I need to share.
Yes.
So, we're going to talk about Miley Cyrus's family drama specifically.
Okay.
Right now. That's my what about. So we all know that there's been some drama going on in the Cyrus's family, just like Miley not talking to her dad anymore, just like they're
right
making their distance from him. However, now there's been drama between Miss Trish, Mama Cyrus, and Noah Cyrus, baby sister Cyrus. So recently, I saw in a headline stating that Miley Cyrus doesn't know the family drama with her mom and her sister. And I was curious, what does that mean? So I delved into this, and you guys are going to go down this rabbit hole with me, and boy, is it juicy. So let's get started. So Trish has started dating back in 2022 an actor named Dominic Purcell after she DM'd him. Great. Perfect. However, it has also been said that Miss Noah Cyrus was also dating this man before Mama Cyrus started dating Dominic. They were friends with benefits, on and off, blah, blah, blah. They called it off. Time has passed.
Yeah.
And Tish, Mama Cyrus DMs him, and then they start dating.
Wow.
Well, it gets better. Also, before I continue, let me just state that Dominic is 54 years old at the time. And
why?
And Noah is 24. Noah, you could do better.
You could do better. Not saying, but like...
Y'all do what you want with that information. But it gets better, like I said. Tish then married Dominic last year in Miley's Malibu house.
In her house?
In her house, like the backyard and whatnot.
Wow.
Miley even walked her mom down the aisle. But who was not in attendance? Miss Noah Cyrus. And another sibling.
Damn.
Apparently, Noah had things to do with her career, music career, whatever, and the schedule just didn't work out. Again.
Did Miley know at that point?
Wait. Again. Do with that info as you will. And when Tish started dating Dominic back in 2022, she knew that Dominic was seeing Noah before they started going together. So it's not like it's not like Tish just found out.
Yeah.
Just, again, they were not dating at the same time. Still a little weird. However, it was after Noah called things off. It was Noah that called things off, not Dominic.
I get it, but it's like your daughter literally fucked him. So it's like,
So
literally anybody else.
people being trolls and whatnot, this report came out after Miley won her Grammys and whatnot to stir up some family drama, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, I don't condone it. I'm just doing it for entertainment purposes. I love Miley Cyrus. So the reporters, the media, confronted Miley about it. And Miley was like, I didn't know about this family drama. Like, she said, well, there's a rift and it seems like it's impossible to bring back, but that's family drama. Again, yes, it's family drama.
Right.
I'm only talking about it in entertainment purposes. I'm not here critiquing them. I'm not here to tell them what to do. Is it weird? Yes, but that's my opinion. Let the family do whatever they want to do. I lived in a weird family. Everybody has lived in a weird family with their weird whatever, with their weird dynamic. Is this weirder than most? Probably. There's been weirder out there.
Right.
But that's just my what about. I thought it was fun, and I wanted to bring it to everyone's attention, and I just love Miley Cyrus so much, and if it brings her in the spotlight and she gets more listens, then here you go. Then I'm doing my job.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm making Miley Cyrus more popular.
Being an avid fan, yes.
But yeah, that's just my what about, and I thought it was fun to share.
Yeah.
And
I guess
the end of the episode?
Yeah, we
oh
did
my
it
god.
again, guys.
We did it
We're
again. End of episode 4. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
We did it. Well, stay tuned for next episode.
Next week's episode.
Just stay tuned. All right. Love you guys.
Love ya.
Remember,
See ya.
everything is wonderful.
Everything is
Love you. Bye. And also, we have a little surprise.
Oh,
coming in.
Don't tell too much.
Not too much.
Oh,
but it's just a little surprise coming soon.
And it might be coming sooner than you think.
Sooner than you think.
All
But
right,
yes.
we'll leave it at that.